How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have plenty of DIY tips and tricks on Hondas and Acuras, as well as common issue reviews, some DIY installations, and plenty of content on my TLX Type S, as you could see here. So on this video, we're just going to be going over every single mod I have up to this point, some of the things that I did just because, some of the things I did because it failed, and some of the things that I regret doing, or I should have waited until there was some more proper in-depth dyno tuning or tuning capabilities available, custom tuning. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the exterior of the car. As we could see, or maybe you do or don't know, I do have aftermarket wheels. These are Rays Graham Light 19 by 9.5. So I chose these wheels because the 20s I think are a little bit ridiculous. So I wanted to step down in size and drop some weight. So these are 10 pounds lighter than the white spokes and 16 pounds lighter than the multi-spoke wheels, and which I feel like was a great way to give it an OEM plus look, plus enhance the performance of the car by dropping much needed weight. Take a closer look at them. Now I do also have Racing Brake front rotors and rear rotors. These are two-piece rotors, and the reason I did these was for two different reasons. One was to drop some additional weight, and the second reason was because my rotors did warp fairly early on, I believe around 5,000-6,000 miles or so, and I was having some vibration while braking. So I upgraded to these rotors, front and rear. Once again, I also have their street compound brake pads from Racing Brake, and I went into this a little bit on a different video. I'll have a description, a link to that in the description below. So if you wanted to check out, you know, my review, and I also have an installation video on that. So also we upgraded to the black chrome badges, Type S badges, basically all the way around. Have it in the front grille here. And these originally come chrome from factory, so just a way to change up the look a little bit. And we have it back here as well. Now they do offer these in a black. Now these are black chrome. I don't know if you guys could see, but of course the black came out afterwards, and this is also black chrome. And I removed the SHO drive and the TLX from this side of the car just to clean up the look a little bit. And once again, these are black chrome. Originally they are just straight chrome, and now they have a black finish, which looks even better. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to those, I'm not sure, but for now I'm leaving it. So also we have, this is an OEM option, and we have cars dirty, but anyways, this is an OEM option, and this is a matte carbon finish. And now the PMC model is offered in a gloss finish. They also have a diffuser, which I elected not to get because I think it's really expensive for what it actually does, and it's just an overlay. So but yeah, this looks really good, especially when the sun starts to hit it, and it has held up good. The car is nearing 2 years old. So that's basically everything on the exterior. I didn't do the OEM side skirts, didn't add anything on. Some guys are modifying and adding this trim piece over here from the regular TLXs as an accessory, but I elected not to do that. I do plan eventually on doing a smoked PPF over here, although I'm gonna wait to see what the 24 grill looks like. It looks like it's a circular glass piece over here versus this rectangular piece. So and it's also frameless from what we have seen so far. So if I do end up liking that grill better, I'm just gonna switch over to that and then PPF that one. Moving on, we do have the PRL front mount intercooler, and this is a must mod. And the reason this happens is the OEM intercooler does a decent job, although these cars do heat soak a lot. So I feel like this is gonna maintain the car's performance a lot better. You're not necessarily gonna notice a power increase, although you will notice more of a consistent, and the car, you know, won't pull timing or anything like that as much as the car ends up heat soaking with the OEM intercooler. Just gonna open up the hood here. So downpipe, this is great for changing the sound, the exhaust, although it does complicate things when you start tuning the car. So I'll get into that on a different video on my thoughts on K-Tuner and you know, stuff like that, my experiences and stuff. Although I would still do it again. This is a custom downpipe. I got it when the car had like 700 miles nearly 2 years ago, and there was no options. Now we have some options from IMR, Function Work, and Kenji Garage. So that is something that you guys can get instead of, you know, having to modify your OEM stuff and using the flanges off of that. But again, does complicate stuff, but I would get it again because I think that just makes the car sound great and obviously increases the performance. Now, something that I probably would not advise at this point of the tuning that we have is the intake manifold. Now, I did plenty of testing on what I could do on my end with some Dragy data, and everything I did from the downpipe to the throttle body ended up netting in positive results. When I did the intake manifold, the car actually slowed down a tenth or two consistently. So it is ported. The throttle body also is ported. Again, when I did a throttle body, I had positive results. When I did the intake manifold, it was a tenth or two slower for multiple runs. So again, I wish these companies would offer some sort of dyno numbers, dyno, you know, data, so we would have a better, you know, evaluation of the parts we're installing on the car. Of course, I wanted to jump on board. I was one of the first ones with the manifold. Unfortunately, I think at the tuning capabilities we have thus far at this PSI, it might be hurting more than adding performance. Worst case, it just does nothing at this point. Maybe in the future I'll swap back to the OEM one and test it again and just see what happens. So that's something I would probably not advise going with for now. The throttle body, I think, did something. Also bypassed the cooling hoses right over here, so the heat doesn't travel through the throttle body and you know, heat up things even faster. Now, I also have the PRL charge piping. If you plan on staying relatively stock and maybe even just a stage 1 tune, I would probably advise against it. The reason I did it is I only wanted to take out the bumper once, so I did a front mount with the charge piping all in one shot. And I would do it because I plan on pushing the platform. But if you're just looking for a stage 1 tune, I would probably just get the front mount, maybe a downpipe, and keep it at that. We also have a PRL drop-in filter with their elbow. The elbow probably doesn't do much. Aesthetically, it looks a little bit nicer. The filter, you know, maybe there's a couple horsepower there to be gained. Regardless, filter something you're gonna want to change regularly anyways. So you could just upgrade to the PRL one and live with that. I don't think it hurts anything, but I would definitely upgrade just the filter probably at this point and leave the elbow alone. And so that's everything on the outside, with the exception of the puddle lights and the mirror lights. So I like to keep my car very clean in an OEM plus look. So these cars have a high fill rate of the puddle lights, so I went and upgraded to the 23 Honda Pilot puddle lights. These are bright white versus the dull white, and these fell quickly on the OEM bulbs. I've had good luck so far, and to try to avoid direct contact, direct water to the bulbs if you do have anything with puddle lights on the Acura and Honda side. And now I also upgraded to sequential mirror lights. These are very clean look in my opinion. You can barely tell they are there unless if you really compare to another one. And just a little something, again, like an OEM plus a look. Let's move on to the interior. There's not much going on here, to be honest, guys. I did do some vanity mirror white lights over here. Also got the glove box as well as the trunk. So most of the interior is already LED, or most of the car I should say. I don't know why Acura decided to just cheap out. All it is a couple different bulbs. It does make it look better. So number one mod you're going to want to do if you're looking for performance is going to be K-Tuner. Now at this point we only have a stage 1 available, no custom tuning or anything like that. And again, I'm going to go into this a little bit more, but that's going to be your best bang for the buck if you're looking to really increase the performance of the car. And no doubt about it, it's definitely worth the money and increases performance noticeably, and probably what the car should have came from factory, but here we are. So we can't, you know, decide what Honda wants to or wants not to do. We have to kind of do that on our own if we really wanted to gain some extra performance. So I think that just about covers everything. As the mods come out, I'll try to you know, do some more videos on them and stuff. But Get a rear shot of the rotors here. These are racing brake, once again, pads and rotors. And I really liked how the car looks. It's just, like I said, an OEM plus look. You know, some people like more aggressive stuff. There's people adding a spoiler here to the back, some modded emblems that people are doing now as well. This company's offering lighted emblems here and stuff. I like to, once again, keep a cleaner look and really just focus on performance at this point with some, you know, touches here and there, some aesthetic stuff. So yeah, once again, guys, make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to be having a video real soon on my thoughts and experience with the K-Tuner and where I hope it progresses to. But at this point, we're kind of stuck on a stage 1 for a little bit longer, it seems. So that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. Make sure you guys follow once again. I'm going to have plenty of content for the TLX Type S. And make sure you guys give this video a like and drop me a comment down below on your thoughts and any future content you'd like to see.